Live across the Northeast, it's the region's #1 late-night phone-in, Mike The Mouth Elliott.
Thank you very much. Thank you all very much.
Call the icon now on 0191 477 2000.
And it's time to say howdy do. Get off your horse and stir up your cocoa, because it's the show of shows. The only one that counts. And the haunt tonight does not go tally on. It goes to these animal activists who keep sending bombs and threatening people. How way, man? That's not the way to protect animals, by killing the other animal. Yo, 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 ho-ty, ho-ty, ho. Let's Mike the Mouth invite you all to pick up the phone and have a bit chinwag. Number 01914772000. I'll say it again for you all. 01914772000. Whoopee, scoodly doodly, baby. Come on now, let's rub it. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me.
She's a foul-minded...
And that could be the last sound you hear if you cross animal activists these days, because they are planting bombs and sending bits of razor blades to people who indulge in this horrible thing of animal experimentation. But nevertheless, it's not the way to do it, gang, you know. It's very much like the people who, to try and protect a lump of land from a nuclear reactor being built, threaten to turn it into a radioactive minefield. Understand, you can't build the nuclear reactor on it, but nobody else can go on it for 1,000 years. Not a good idea. So, anyway, welcome to the show. Tonight's show of shows on the station of Station Century. And we're broadcasting, as you all must know now, by 100 to 102 FM. All you got to do is, now, is pick the phone up, phone a friend who has not had the good fortune to be listening at a Century, and convert them. Will join us, come and join us, come and join the Century. So all you got to do to join in the fun, the slava, the palaver, the gob crapping is 0191 477 2000, and you and me could be talking. Hello, Judge Courtney. Hi, God, I haven't seen Judge ex-football referee, wonderful lad, Jody Courtney. Just thought I'd mention you, George, you know, if you chucked up in bed with your marmite. However, what can we talk about tonight? Well, still no news about my script from Hollywood. A bit tense now, but it is there. Because I was just thinking of the BAFTA Awards. It could be next year that I could be down London now, receiving my BAFTA for either the film, which I'm not going to tell you anything about until I get details on the contract, or the Samson the Duck Super 8 that I did. And it missed out again. I was annoyed with BAFTA. That's why I'm not there. I was invited to down, but I'm not. I said, no, BAFTA, where's Samson the Duck nominated? And I didn't go down to the BAFTA. And I just thought, well, that Ken Minchella, whatever they call him, Anthony Minghella, he'd only cry, the English patient, a right weepy pile of tush. However, you were there, I am here. It's 0191 477 2000. What are we going to talk about tonight? What do you want to talk about? Is there anything that's got your fancy or made you have a wry smile and wrinkle your little nose and think, I must phone Mike the Mouth about that? Well, pick up the phone and join in the fun. 0191 477 2000. Phone and fun. Very, very close up in this God's country. And if you're driving through God's country for the first time, maybe you're heading for Scotland for some kind of holiday, missing out the best part of Great Britain, of course, God's country, then why not just pick up the phone and say how wonderful it is and how much you love us? Because we like to be told that. We like pats on backs. And if you're driving south from Scotland, phew, stop, breathe a sigh of relief, get out the car, kiss the ground and say, my God, I've left the mad Celts. And I am, don't interrupt when I'm talking, Stud Muffin. I've left the mad Celts and I am now in God's country. Valhalla, hallelujah. Same if you're coming north and you've left them mad Yorkshire puddings. They're all a bit deranged. And sadly, that hole down there is still not grown big enough to swallow the whole of Yorkshire. What a pity. Wouldn't it have been nice if Yorkshire suddenly become a big paddling pond for our bands? 0191 477 2000. What are we talking about now? Y-fronts. I haven't got any Y-fronts on. I haven't got any Y-fronts in my knicker drawer. And I've got to say that it was classed as passé, as like if you dropped your kecks at the pool and you had a pair of Y-fronts on, people used to snigger. Well, you see, Stud Muffin is a thong man, but Y-fronts are having their greatest revival. Y-fronts, you may well go out with a lass next month and you'll drop your kecks and there she'll see the thong and she'll just snigger and wonder why you're not wearing Y-fronts. You may have to get some Y-fronts in your knicker drawer. Lads, are you a Y-front man and proud of it, past and present? Not for you, the thongs, the posing pouches or the jockey shorts or the boxer shorts, but Y-fronts. Kind of gone wrong with Y-fronts. Or girls, do you like a man in Y-fronts? Do you think men are sexy when they start to shug off the trousers and pull back the shirt and there it is, a nice big Y on the groin? Do you go, hoody wally, waff? Waff. Stud Muffin, I hardly think a man in a pair of Y-fronts looks like a spelling letter in Sesame Street. Oh, I don't know. Y for front. But there you go. Girls, would you go out and buy your man Y-fronts? Or would you burn his Y-fronts? We did ask everybody to burn Y-fronts a matter of months ago, but the facts are out that the revival continues at a fair lick, and the underpants for men that are selling the most throughout the country are Y-fronts, nothing else. So you take it as, which way you going? Do you wear Y-fronts, lads? Lasses, do you like your lad wearing Y-fronts? Would you buy them? Would you burn them? Tell me and the world of God's country on 0191 477 2000. 0191 477 2000. Time for the glug. Yes. Sweetness and light. Sweetness and light. Here we go. Who's that first one? It was Ken.
Hello there.
Hello, Ken. Good evening to you. How are you?
Good evening to you too. Very well.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
Newmask in North Yorkshire.
Newmask, you know it well. You can't tell me about Newmask, New Labour.
Pardon? I reckon there'll be a lot of labour up at Newmask.
No. So have you been on before?
Aye.
Have you?
Yeah.
I don't remember
Talked
you.
to you ages ago about prison officers and topping people and doing.
Prison officers topping people? I don't think that's allowed.
No. My brother was a prison officer and we were on about Myra Hindley and that a bit ago.
All right, I've got... Yes.
Do you
I remember you well.
All right.
So we're not going to talk about more topping people, are we?
No. I was listening to you down at the bottom.
Just 1 minute, Ken. Sandra, can you phone back? Because what's happened? You give us the wrong number to phone you back, because we all phone people back, remember? So, Sandra, you've just been on, you give us the wrong number. Phone us back, please. Sorry, Ken, off you go.
All right. No, I heard you when I was down at the bottom shops waiting for our lass on about chemical castration.
Yes.
I think that's a bloody great idea.
Well, the mind boggles about what it is, because when I first read it, I thought it was dipping your tadger into a beaker of sulphuric acid.
Well, that could go. That wouldn't be a bad idea either.
Well,
no, listen, years ago, I've always kept poultry, chickens. And years ago, we used to be able to get some stuff called caponizing pills.
Caponizing pills? Now,
Yeah.
a capon is what?
Well, it's a chicken that's had its plebs knackered up.
It's plebs. Well, plebs is... you're a pleb and I'm a pleb. That means
it's goalies. He's goalies.
It's a male chicken...
That's been...
which has had its ghoulies taken off it.
Or knackered up with chemicals.
Or knackered up with chemicals. And this was called caponizing pills.
These was called... And what they were like a little tiny saccharin pill.
Oh my God, what, indistinguishable
you could
from
get them from
saccharin?
boots over the counter.
Don't, for God's sake, don't tell the women this. There's women out there will be going out tomorrow. I mean, there'll be parlour lads sitting there drinking the tea with saccharin in and suddenly wondering why they're speaking with quite a high voice these days, you know.
That's right, well, you'll know, won't you? You'll know
Oh,
what's happening.
certainly will not.
No, but I say we used to put these pills, used to inject them at the back of the chicken's neck, and it sort of castrated them for, I think it was about 8 weeks. But then they just lost all interest in sex and everything else. All they did was eat the bloody heads off.
Well, there's not much
and at the
today, is
end of
there?
8 weeks, you knackered them and put them in the oven. You had enormous chickens. Oh, yeah, it was a good idea. It worked beautiful.
So big fat chickens who just had no interest in sex.
That's right. Couldn't care less.
Ferret.
Hello.
Hello, old friend, how are you?
I am all right, thanks. Are you?
Oh, not so bad, not so bad. And how's
No.
life being down there in the wild and woolly Yorkshire area where you live?
Oh, have you? Did you enjoy it?
No, I'm saying, how are you? How's Leeds?
Oh, Leeds is fine.
Is it?
It's a European city now.
Is it a European city?
Oh, yeah.
Good God. Well, it always has been, Leeds, because it's always had a big Eastern European Jewish and Polish communities down
Yes,
there,
yes,
and
yes.
Slavonic communities.
Yes, you are right.
So it's always had that. Great restaurants, I remember.
A little bit extra, yes.
Well, when I used to live in Leeds, there used to be a great Jewish
you?
restaurant. Aye, up in round here, Jewish restaurant. Closed on the Saturdays, open on the Sundays. Pliny's and Matz's and yes.
Yes,
And the Polish club in Leeds down at Chapeltown.
Yes, it's a big community, Jewish community, I should say about 25,000 of them.
Not keen on the religion, but love the restaurants. Love the
yes.
food.
Oh, yes.
Love
They
the
are
food.
lovely.
So what can we do for you, Ferret?
Now I am going to talk about rather sad
Oh.
thing.
I'll get me hanky out.
Homeless and jobless.
The what?
Homeless and jobless.
You're not talking about yourself, are you?
Ah, no.
Ah, right.
Ah, no. I've never been homeless, never been jobless, and never will be.
Well, there's a confident lad.
Aye.
Not many people can guarantee to say that these days. I wouldn't guarantee it. I could lose Icon Towers.
Well, there is always job if you look for it carefully, plan for it, prepare for it, try to learn as much as possible about that what you want to do,
True.
find a right person to shall I say, contact, and so on.
Ah, well, there's people like you see yourself or me will do that. Get up and go. Think about them. Always think, is there a vacancy that people are looking for something that we can fill? Maybe door to door or doing this or doing that. But there's a lot of people who haven't got that get up and go that we have, young'un.
You see, Mike, in Bradford, for example, I publish Telegraph and Argus, daily newspaper.
I know it well.
And they publish every week vacancies. Over 1,000 every week.
Yes.
Over 1,000. So they wouldn't be over 1,000 if they went to do and accept jobs.
But what happens if the job pays less money than you're getting in benefit?
That is wrong. Then you should reduce those social security benefits. Your taxpayer paying for it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
paying
quite
for it.
a good.
And we should
But you
insist to
see,
reduce.
Ferret, you see, right, we'll buy that. Reduce the benefit because it's taxpayers' money, right? We'll accept that. Now, what about the company that pays low wages, right? £1.80, £1.90, £2.20 an hour, right? No, because they know that the taxpayer, me and you, will make up the money to this family in family credits. So either we subsidise the people who want to work, who can't afford to work at the minute, or we subsidise bad bosses. Now, I don't want to subsidise bad bosses.
No, I don't want
Well,
that.
that's what you're advocating, Ferret.
And should be that legalized. That is illegal to do that.
But you can't stop it if you haven't got a minimum wage, if you haven't got a safety net, because it's bad for other bosses. If I'm a bad boss and you're in the same job as me and you're paying a proper wage, a decent wage, because you're kind, then I'm ripping you off.
Yes, but because there is a loophole in law and that should be closed.
Well,
And I hope your future government will take care of that.
I don't think they will, because it
I'm
suits
pretty sure
government.
it will, because it is really serious problem.
It suits government. I tell you this, the money we put we've got companies up here, Nissan, Siemens,
Yes.
Fujitsu up here, And it's cost millions of pounds of taxpayers' money to get these people up here. Millions and millions of pounds, right?
Yes, yes.
Now, is it worth it for a few jobs to waste all that money?
Why didn't British capitalists did what Japanese doing?
Well,
Why didn't did that?
But why didn't the British government...
I can tell you, because they are so greedy, you see.
Aye,
They don't want to invest.
I agree, the British capitalists are greedy, they're short-term, but why didn't the British government invest British taxpayers' money in British firms, shipyards that were building, coal mines that were employing people and making... We could have, if we'd invested the money, instead of investing in Nissan, invested in the shipyards and mines up here, we could have digged the coal and give it away and still been better off financially.
I agree entirely with you, but you forgot only one thing. British government, conservative government, capitalist government.
Well, so is the Labour Party. They're capitalists. Tony Blair.
There is some people in the Labour government who will definitely object and make it as loud as possible. And I don't think they will do the same thing as Tory, because they know very well that will be the last thing they will ever occupy.
Soon as they get the whiff of the free rover and the chauffeur and the nice job and all that, they'll change like every Labour Party's done before. They're all capitalists, Liberal, Labour, Tory.
Done before, I agree.
There's
but
very
now
few.
It's different.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody. I don't think there'll be any difference between Labour, Tory or Liberal.
I am pretty sure. All I want to say to those people, there are no more than, shall I say, 5% of those who are genuine homeless, genuine jobless. Others are simply victims of their own choosing.
Well, what should we do with them? Should we say, right, you, like in America, you get 6 months benefit and then you're on your own?
That's right. That's the proper way.
6 months, you're on your own.
That's a bit long.
That's a bit long.
It is. For any person who wants to work, find it in much shorter time.
But what happens if that turns these people into criminals? They start stealing to feed the kids, and then we have to put them in jail. It costs us more to keep them in jail than it does to pay them more benefit out of jail.
But our jails are luxury.
No.
3-star hotels.
Our jails are £27,000 are more expensive,
of course,
than hotels.
Because you have 3-star hotels or 4-star hotels.
But don't you see,
Others want now 5-star hotels.
Don't you see, if we turn a person to crime, that we don't give them any money, no hope and no chances, and they go on to crime, right?
Yeah.
And then we put them in jail. Right, that's costing us money, and they're not buying anything. If we manage to give them a proper... I would get rid of it. Everybody shouldn't be on a wage. They should have to cope for themselves on a proper, decent wage, unemployed or employed. If they're outside and they're earning money, or they've got money from the state, then they're spending that money. They're spending the money on cigarettes, on beer, on food, on clothes, on train fares, bus fares, metro fares, and the world goes round much better. So it's cheaper for us to pay more on benefit than it is to... because they spend more. The more you give people, the more they spend. So we're better off.
Yes.
So I should be Prime Minister, Ferrid.
Well, I'll vote for you.
Thank you. 01191 477 2000. Jim.
Yes, mate.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Good evening, mate.
Good evening, Jim. Where are you from?
From Cleveland.
Cleveland. First time on?
Yes.
There's your horn.
Thanks very much indeed, mate.
Don't worry, dear boy, and I hope you remember that.
I will do.
Sorry, sir. You'll be able to tell your grandchild that I got a horn off the icon.
I've got 3.
3 what?
Grandchildren.
Oh, thanks, right, for 3 horns.
Not 3 horns.
Well, here's another 2.
3 grandchildren.
There you are, 1 each for each grandchild. No, please don't thank me, Jim. Don't thank me. Please don't grovel.
Oh.
Right, now what can we do for you,
I'll
Jim?
get off my knees and I'll talk to you.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me.
Right, mate. A serious question.
Serious question, right?
It's the first time I've rang.
Right. You've had your horn.
I'll listen, and I'll listen this afternoon.
Well, I was not this
listening to a friend of yours.
I was not.
Roger Kennedy.
Roger the Dodger, the Sodger, the Lodger?
He's a friend of yours.
He is indeed.
Right. He had a conversation with a granddaughter.
What are you telling me? This far was a bed.
Pardon?
I was in bed.
Well, I'll put you in the picture then. He had a conversation with a granddaughter about her grandma having to sell a house to pay for her keep in a rest home.
Yep.
And I had to agree with her.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jim. I have no idea what you're talking about. You had to agree with her because she had to sell the house, or you had to agree with her because she was against the selling the house?
No, she had to sell the house to pay for her grandma who was...
Right, and so you think...
mentally ill.
So she did the right thing, selling the house?
No, she was forced to sell the house. She was forced to sell the house to pay for her grandma's upkeep.
Yeah.
Because she was mentally ill.
Well,
But all she was trying to say is she was ill.
Right.
So she should have been taken care by the National Health Service because she was ill.
Too right. It's an obscenity that anybody should be made to sell the house, especially in this conservative world that we've been living in for 19 years, which has all put such a great onus on individuals owning their own property.
That's right.
And also having that property to hand down to their grandchildren or children and grandchildren.
That's
Mrs.
the point
Thatcher's
the granddaughter
words.
was trying to make.
Exactly.
And a grandmother was ill. She wasn't...
She was mentally ill, right? I'd like to get through a lot of other people tonight, Jim, so carry on.
Right, well, Roger Kennedy, and she asked him one question, and I would like you to ask Roger this question tomorrow morning.
I'm not going to get
Or the
ask
next
Roger
time-
Kennedy.
well, the next time
What do you think I am?
The next time you see him, she asked him the question. He's been saying to the listeners for the last month, he's moving from down south, and he's bought a house in the northeast, from London. And she asked him one question: how would you feel after you've moved down from down south, you've bought a house in the northeast, which I don't want to know how much he's paid for it. How would you like it if it was taken off you when you are X number of years old?
Oh, what am I supposed to say?
Well,
it's just
he
it's a
didn't
question.
answer. She asked him the question 2 or 3 times.
Well,
How
yeah,
would
it's a
you
very simple
feel?
answer, is that I'd feel cheesed off, I'd feel angry, bitter, twisted, and I would rather set fire to the house.
Exactly. Well,
There you are. There you are, simple answer. Maybe she didn't put it in a proper way, or maybe...
she did. Yes, she did.
Well, I
Yes,
don't know.
she did.
You haven't put your question in a proper way. It's luckily I'm an icon. I can sort through what you're trying to say.
She was very concerned about her grandma,
Well, we all got to be concerned about grandmas.
who'd worked all her life,
They put the knife in grandmas, though,
and
they do.
her granddad had worked all his life. He'd paid his national insurance, he'd paid his taxes.
Well, don't
for
blame
years
Roger
and
Kennedy
years
for
and
that.
years and years
Blame
and
the
years.
Conservative government, but I'll tell you this, both Conservatives and the Labour Party, and I believe the Liberals, have all come out prior to this election starting and during the election and said that this has been obviously a cock-up and they're going to do something about it. In fact, I think the government did do one thing about it in the last budget or the budget before that, where they upped the amount of money that a person could have before they would be put into a situation like
I
that.
think it's great.
So they have done some things, I think, but this was Maggie Thatcher's, she brought that in. She changed the rules and regulations for that. Typical, a lot of Maggie Thatcher's stuff disaster that she was done on the hoof and never was fully thought out. Passed by an acquiescent parliament which had a Conservative majority of 100 or so, and it's only years later that you suddenly find the cock-ups happening, because suddenly there's a group of people who weren't affected suddenly become affected. But I do know the Tory party have said that they intend to change that. I believe the Labour Party have said they intend to change that, and I believe the Liberal Party, and I suppose they're the only 3 that count in the sense of getting a chance to be elected. The rest probably would do the same.
But do you think it's right?
Well, as I say, we've talked about this before. There is a thing, we thought there was a possibility that you could try and do something where you can ring fence a house. Personally, I would suggest to every pensioner in the house, if you're sitting in a house, it's your own house, go to a bank or a society or something like that and say, look, we want a deal where we'll sell you our house now, we'll sell you it, but we get to live there until we snuff it, right? And then... then you can have it. And
Now
then
you're talking sense.
when they do that, this is what I would advise, you get the money and you put it straight in your bank, you take it straight out of your bank and you whap it into your family and you hope that you're going to last the 5 years. So they've got the money, the house is there, and when you come to suddenly feel that you need proper medical treatment, then it's not their house, it's not your house to sell anymore. You're renting it in a sense, and then you get out of it. That's what people should do, because it's a stupid law. Okay?
Thanks very much indeed, Mike.
No, you jump to the icon, we don't. Wait, I tell you, when I'm taking prisoners here, let me tell you, little girl. Alex.
Oh, hello.
Don't you all owe me, you hussy.
Aye, I'd just like to mention that I was at a club on Friday there.
Well, are you a first-time caller?
Yeah.
You see, you're rushing away without your horn.
All right.
You must have your horn. You can't talk to me without a horn.
Well, I
have you got a horn?
I haven't got a horn, I'm sorry.
I've just give you one.
All right.
Now, keep hold of it.
All right.
Right, now, there you are, Alex. Where are you from?
Sunderland.
You're from Sunderland, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that, because you would have been a bit thick there, right?
All right.
So you're from Sunderland. Now I understand. I appreciate it. Sunderland people are a bit slower than the rest of the area, but nothing to worry about. It's because of all the sea air and the river running through the town. Because it is the only river up here that runs through the town.
Aye.
Well, city, you see.
Aye.
Because you straddle.
Aye.
Sunderland. The land cut asunder by the river. Did you know where it came from?
No.
Sunderland. The land cut asunder.
Who told you that?
Well, I'm an icon. I know everything.
You just work you things out, do you?
No, I'm telling you, it's a fact.
It's a fact.
It is a fact. Where do you think Sunderland comes from?
I don't know, I thought some...
The der German land? No. Sunder. The land cut asunder by the river. Both sides was Sunderland. Because Newcastle is on one bank, Gateshead on the other. Teesside, Middlesbrough's on one bank, not the both. It's only up here, Sunderland. Very proud. Should be proud of it. So, what are you going to talk about, Alex?
I'd just like to talk about club I was at on Friday night there.
Well, I don't want you to mention the name yet.
Aye.
Right, okay.
Just, I usually go across the town, go over Sunderland Town Centre or Newcastle Centre.
Uh-huh.
Have a really good time, but my mate says, go to this club.
Uh-huh. In Sunderland?
It's in South Shields.
In South Shields? Oh.
Yeah. Oh, it's a dodgy area.
Foreign lands? No less. By God, go on.
And, the club's had, a really bad name, so I've never actually ventured there before.
Mm-hmm.
But, I went this Friday, and it was absolutely brilliant.
It was brilliant?
It was excellent. There was no trouble.
Good,
There was nothing. There was no drugs. There was nothing that I'd been...
Was anybody in? Was anybody in?
Oh, it was packed.
It was packed?
Honestly, there must have been over 400 or something.
And what were the women like?
Oh, the women were nice.
Women?
Really nice.
Because they reckon South Shields women are very easy. No? You didn't find that?
The sort of...
But they dress very sexily, don't they?
Oh, yeah, they're very skimpily clad.
Skimpily clad, no knickers, no bras.
Just a boot, yeah.
Just great. Hussies.
Aye. But that's what you go for, isn't it, really?
Well, of course you're a man, you're a red-blooded male.
Exactly.
Young Alex, I would be disappointed if you didn't.
Exactly.
So, you had a great night in this club and you're proud of it.
Oh, aye, definitely.
Well, tell us the name of the club.
After Dark. After Dark 2.
Well, tell us now.
It's called the After Dark 2.
Oh, it's called After Dark. I thought you were asking me. No, I ain't. Tell me what's After Dark before you tell me the name. Good name for the club. I've never been in. So After Dark, he's praised for you, and I want free tickets, and I'll send them on to Alex.
Exactly.
So if you're listening After Dark, free tickets for this lad.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Well, it's difficult running the club. It must be difficult because you got sort of headbangers. You got the drugs problem. You got the thugs.
Well, that's why I've never went. But I mean, I didn't see any of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's some good clubs in Shields. Cellar Club's a good club. Have you been to the Cellar Club? Great bands there.
No, I mean, I don't really know South Shields. I mean,
go to the Cellar Club. That's good bands. And then, of course, you got the Customs House. Get some good stuff there. But there's some good disco bars and stuff like that in Shields. I like South Shields. I've gone on them often. Gone across to have a look at South Shields, and the women are just stunning.
Oh, they're nice people, and the women do make up for it as well.
Oh, they do. The women make up for it. My goodness me. But they did say there was a saying of South Shields that when the rocks at Marsden crumbled, right?
Aye.
So the women of South Shields would lose their virtue.
I don't know where you get these things from, like.
I read books, man. I'm an icon.
You're an icon. You read books. You just cannot be coming up with things like that.
It comes as a shock to the system. He's from Sunderland. He reads books. He'll be saying, he reads books. I don't know what they are, but he reads them. Well, I tell you, no, that's the truth. When the stack of Marsden rock collapsed, the women of South Shields would lose their virtue.
Aye.
So, obviously, there's something going wrong with that proverb.
Oh, definitely.
But there you go.
All right.
Well done, After Dark. Right?
Excellent.
Champion Alex. Right. And I tell you, we've got your number. If anybody from After Dark is there, in fact, try and get it. Oh, not beyond the night, it's on the weekend, isn't it?
Friday night.
If anybody's there from After Dark, phone us up, right? See you, Alex.
Right, sure.
Right, 0191 477 2000.